Musubi and Me. Musubi and Me.
All right, we're back with a little Christmas edition of, well, not really Christmas, but first day of December, second day of December, one of those days, December edition of the Musubi and Me podcast.
That's right, guys. It's your boy Glizzy Frank.
Lizzie Frank and Musubi taking it. It's always a little bit of a struggle to do the technical difficulties. We gotta, call out Adobe and NDI and maybe my personal skill, but it is what it is, and we're being persistent and bringing you this banger show.
Send
every
more
week.
tutorials, please.
Right? Why isn't there the tutorial that I need? And then why is it when something works one week, it doesn't work the next week? Are you doing the same thing?
I don't know, but we in it.
That's technology. We in it. We in it.
Tis the season right here is what we're kind of talking about, right? Where it's I mean, you hit it best. Where it's like we're getting into just December, right? People are starting to think about Christmas. We're starting to think about. I don't know, man. This is like a rough time. Like your boy's in rough shape.
Yeah? How are you in rough shape?
Rough shape because there's so much shit every weekend. Christmas parties.
Dude,
my boy just
Christmas,
got married.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
Like,
It's like, where does the time go? Like, why can't they make one day, like 2 days, where you can like sleep a lot longer? And like the sun has been getting it's been getting dark out earlier and stuff like that.
yeah.
I don't know how much that like affects you, but like when I gotta wake up, like when it's dark and cold, it's way harder. Like I gotta get that mental stuff up. Is there any tricks that you do to like not hit snooze?
I mean, there's a million tricks you can do.
Is there any tricks that work for you?
I mean, I don't hit snooze. Like that's rule number one, right? Like I'll hit snooze, but I stay up.
If I write it, yeah, if I write it down the night before, like don't snooze or something like that, that helps me like a little bit. Like write it down on a whiteboard. But the main thing that I do that's been working for me is I'll get up and the first thing I'll do is just chug as much water as I can.
Okay.
So I've been waking up like with, you wake up with like a little bit of dry mouth, and I think that little bit of dehydration like really tries to like make your body tired.
I would think like the semen that you got at the end of the night would be like sufficient nutrients for the night or something. But
Luckily for me, it's a lot more goes out than goes in. You know what I'm saying?
no, I will say this: like, there's certain things. So, like, they do say if you hit the snooze button, if you go back to sleep, it's actually worse. You're better off kind of just like getting up.
Yeah,
and then obviously it's like if the sun's not out, you can turn on the lights. Like, just kind of get like.
Yeah, that light stuff.
That helps.
Yeah.
Kind of getting in the shower. For me, like, what I found for myself is like just doing something. So like some people make the bed. For me, it's like I don't even like eating breakfast early.
Yeah, me neither.
But the routine of making breakfast helps a lot.
Well, yeah, for me, I kind of relate to that too, because the first thing is I'll get up and I'll make some coffee or something like that. And
Sure.
Just the fact of like, all right, you got to get up and go to the kitchen is like you're not gonna like snooze.
Maybe that's kind of fucking us up though, because like a lot of people have like a Keurig. Like, what do you have for like a?
I'm a simple man. I got fuck, what's that called? A cold press or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you just have that little glass container.
Yeah.
So what we have is we have this little water boiler. I pour it in the water boiler. It's just like a plastic pitcher,
Mhm.
and then you press it down, and it boils the water in like 3 to 5 minutes. I grind up the whole beans because I'm not an animal. Whole beans all day.
Yeah.
Pour the whole beans into the French press. It's called a French press, not a cold press. We need a little minor bird right here telling us.
Yeah. French press.
It's a French press. And then pretty much all you do is pour the ground beans in the bottom, and then you pour the hot water over. I like to stir it up and let it sit for like a couple of minutes. And then you sift all the beans down and you pour, and it's more of a pure cup of coffee, I feel like. And what I like about it too is when you're not drinking the coffee, the rest of the water / coffee now is just sitting in those beans. So it becomes stronger. So you can put it in the fridge later and it's just marinating in that shit.
Preaching to the choir, man. I used to be one of those, I think it's called a pour over.
Yeah.
I used to be the pour over guy.
Yeah.
Where it's like I would like weigh out the beans. Like I would like grind the beans, like weigh it all out, put it up on there. And then you slowly kind of like let it drift in. And
bottom line is, if I don't have a little thing of black sludge at the end of my coffee cup, I know it's not strong enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Those Folgers commercials, dude. Did you see like the
best part of waking up?
Yeah, but have you seen like the one where it's, I think we talked about this last time, where it's like literally like the girl's like, "You're my present this year," and it's like their brother and sister, but they definitely want to fuck.
Yeah, stepsister. That was like the Pornhub commercial, like sponsored by Folgers right there.
Yeah, but no, I mean this is like this is a season where it's literally there's just so much going on.
There's too much shit, man. There's too much shit in so little time.
Yeah. So that being said, I mean, we're powering through it. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of
Christmas is the season. So for the first, since we're into Christmas stuff like that, I got a couple questions, and we could probably tier this in. What is your top 3 favorite Christmas movies?
top 3, but we got to go back and
one
forth.
and one, right? One and one.
We'll
Yeah.
battle.
What is your
we'll
top
battle
one?
back and forth. So, I'm going to gamble here that you're not going to take my real number 1. And so I'm just going to say Christmas Story might be a good start.
Christmas Story. That's a classic movie.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah. The little Red Rider.
Yeah.
There's the iconic leg lamp. Leg, that's a lamp. They have that lamp that there's a leg there.
Yeah.
Ralphie. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Ralphie?
Yeah, I'm going to take that one just because like I feel like I could probably maybe get that one at 3, but I just didn't want to take the chance. So I'm going to take it at 1.
I'll say I like A Christmas Story, but I will not be upset if I don't see A Christmas Story. This movie, the movie I'm about to say, is I'll probably watch it at least once a year, every time during Christmas. And that's Home Alone.
Ooh.
Home Alone.
Yeah, that's one I wouldn't like. It was like a Christmas kind of theme.
Yeah,
too.
because it was they left on Christmas.
Yeah. Kevin McAllister, man.
Kevin McAllister, this is classic.
What was the dad's name? Like, we don't know his name, but like,
Yeah, I don't
get
know.
your shit together, bro.
Right?
Like, what the
How
hell?
do you leave a kid at the airport? I mean,
Yeah.
it's impossible nowadays.
They're definitely like Irish.
Yeah.
Because they got like 7 kids.
Yeah. No, that was their like family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it was just Kevin and Buzz. Did he have a sister?
He had sisters too.
His brother was in that. The one that was in what's a HBO show called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
With all the rich guys.
Yeah. That's a good show.
That is a good show. But anyways, he was in Home Alone. And he was like the kid with the dark hair and like the big glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah. And he's like oddly enough, he still plays the younger brother.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like never got out of that role.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
But he did kill it on. It's not Shameless, obviously not. But oh well, it's a show that you should watch. It's about a bunch of like rich people gambling for like stuff.
Yeah.
Not gambling, not at all. But I'm gonna have to say Home Alone.
Okay.
So what would you say your number two would be?
My number two, man, there's so we honestly maybe should have done five on this. It was Succession.
It was
It
Succession.
was Succession.
Oh yeah, Succession.
Yeah. Where's the minor bird when you need him? um, I think, like I said, my true number one that I feel like I have to watch. I still feel like I can get at three, so I'm gonna save it. Um, just did a Christmas story. I would be remiss if I didn't say Elf.
I like Elf.
Elf is good. It's funny. You know,
Elf
you have
is
to watch
good.
Elf. Like Will Ferrell, man, iconic. That guy is just like,
And especially like that movie too. It's just like a feel good movie. It's like a Ted Lasso. He's like a kind of a Ted Lasso character where he's just like a good guy.
yeah,
He doesn't have as many like Ted Lasso doesn't really have any demons, but he has like you know
he
minor
suppresses them,
discomfort.
dude. He
Yeah,
suppresses.
he's a
Like I don't think
suppressing
Buddy
guy.
the Elf suppresses anything.
No,
You
he's
know.
you get it like you see it. He's fucking wearing his shirt on his sleeve right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go Elf number two. I guess. And what do you got number two?
Number two, when I watched, ooh, see that's hard. I want to say Home Alone 2, but I won't do that.
Don't be that guy.
I'm gonna say, have you ever seen the movie Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say
With
that.
Tim
for
Allen.
Number two. Oh no, that's a Santa Claus.
Oh.
Jingle All the Way is with Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh. Dude, you went there.
and
Man.
Sinbad. The Santa Claus. Well, I was gonna use for my number three actually,
Hmm.
but Jingle All the Way is a classic, and it just shows you how far that it just puts like Arnold Schwarzenegger in like a comedic context that he hasn't been in since Twins.
Sure. Which why? Like, why are we doing this? Like The Rock did that for a while. You remember? Like you're like, dude, you're big. And huge.
Yeah.
Can you just like be the fucking Rock?
Yeah.
Like we don't.
Well, you
need
gotta
to see
be the
funny.
nanny, yeah, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's all like the big guys and shit like that too. Is like they're always like a caregiver for a kid or something like that. Like that new dude, the new action star. He's like kind of looks like a box, and he has like a beard. And he was in Guardians of the Galaxy as like that purple guy. Can't think of his name right now. He was in that like horror movie where um, they were like sent from God or like some shit like that, and they're like in the cabin. It's like a night in the cabin. Oh, let me.
You lost me, bro. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Once I pull him up, you'll see.
I'll be like, that guy.
um, he's like a likable guy, but he was also in the movie like where there was like a spy or something like that. And then they like caught that kid, and he had to like train her how to like be a spy or whatever like that.
Yeah, you lost me. It's all good. It's all good. But moving on, I got to say number three. See, I knew you were talking like Spy Kids. Like Spy Kids, the first thing that pops up.
It wasn't Spy Kids. It was My Spy. Oh, Dave Bautista.
Oh, another wrestler.
Yeah, another
Right?
wrestler.
Another wrestler.
Another wrestler, and he did like Hulk Hogan did The Nanny. The
Mhm.
Rock did like a babysitting movie, and he did Dave Bautista did My Spy.
So here's kind of my thing with that. It's literally like you get these guys who like The Rock or Hulk Hogan, whatever, and they're like, I'm gonna be an actor, and you're like, okay. Like, and then it's like you have this like iconic character already, like let's just stick with that. I get it if like you're an actor by trade. Like McConaughey is a really good example. You know, where it's like he got typecasted and he was like, I need to break this.
Yeah,
And it worked out really well. You know what I mean? But he literally like had to like not take any movies for a long time so he could break that like
Oh, he did.
yeah
And he got hated on for that. He was the romantic comedy guru.
rom-com
Yeah, the
rom-com
rom-com
right
guy.
yeah but like as like a freaking wrestler stop it like you're a wrestler by trade why don't you just like now you're acting you're doing that you don't have to be like the you're gonna get typecasted
Yeah.
right they casted you because you're fucking huge
Just grab that bag and like
yeah call it a day but that being said rom-coms number 3 for me I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret man I love rom-coms Love Actually is probably in my top Christmas movies.
Is that the one with the guy from The Office?
No. Which guy from The Office?
The main guy, Michael Scott. Oh, actually, with Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Love Actually.
He sticks
before.
gerbils up his asshole, if you guys didn't know. I heard that.
That's what I heard too. That's
Yeah.
what South Park made Lemmy Winks off of.
Yeah. But anyway, that being said, Keira Knightley, beautiful in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
she's beautiful in a lot of movies.
yeah. But Love Actually, I like that movie a lot. So I'll take that as my number 3. But I do also have some close ones that we're probably gonna miss that we'll bring up.
Yeah, actually, I'm blanking right now for Christmas movies. I want to say like Die Hard.
Die Hard is like one of those ones where like
It's like not like Christmas movie,
but I like people that like are like, hey, it's Christmas. We're gonna watch Die Hard because
it's around Christmas. Yeah, it's around Christmas time.
I like people that do that.
I mean, yeah, I like it, and it's a classic movie too.
It is.
Like it's like freaking even the dad from Family Matters.
Mm.
Like that, he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about getting typecasted. Another cop, another cop. Like, come on, he can play something else, man.
Yeah. Some notable other mentions we got to put in there. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen Violent Night? I
No.
won't throw that on the top one, but it's actually a good one where like Santa, like the premise of the movie is all these like robbers invade this house and Santa's like going to the house and then he has to like fight all these robbers and like fucking like save the family in there and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. Like from like when I was a kid, I always watched like the Rudolph movie.
Mm.
Oh, you know, it was another good one. The Night Before
Okay.
with have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
It has, I think, Seth Rogen for sure. It has maybe Michael B. Jordan, and it's about they always party the night before Christmas.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh yeah, it does have him.
Yeah.
And then it has a black guy. Anthony Mackie.
For those of you who don't know, that's the guy who plays the Falcon.
The Falcon. It's
So-
so many times.
Who really gives a fuck, honestly?
I always felt like he was like a Disney character too, right? Wasn't he like Alan Strange or something like that?
I mean, technically, that is Disney.
oh, he was an 8 Mile?
Yeah. So I'm actually going down the list here. Just Friends, that's a good movie. The Grinch.
It was all right. It was all right. Jim Carrey did a good acting job there.
Bad Santa.
Oh, that would have been in my top 3 actually. If I
Yeah.
would have thought about it.
Bad
Bad
Santa.
Santa is a classic.
Yeah, but like that's like Billy Bob Thornton. It's like, are you just like being yourself in all these movies? Because it kind of seems like you're just
Right? You're just an old fucking alcoholic.
just
that,
deranged,
yeah.
bitter.
That's like
fuck.
abusive to like everybody around you and
Yes.
shit like that.
Yeah, but still has a good heart. deep
Yeah,
down.
yeah, deep down, right?
Yeah. That's how that one goes for sure.
It's
For
like
sure.
you're just gonna be a piece of shit to everybody, and then not, and then help the kid out at the end, and
Right.
still win like everybody's hearts.
Exactly.
Shit like that.
Yeah. He hits that one solid. Can you imagine if him and like Angelina Jolie would have had a kid? That would have been.
Yeah,
I kind of wish that would have happened because then Brad Pitt would have been like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think Billy Bob Thornton, people find him sexy. Well, obviously. He was like old as fuck though, like when he was dating Angelina.
Do you think that's like what kind of started the whole like stepdad thing? You
That
know?
definitely didn't start it. That definitely started way before when older men are just like creeping on like young chicks in Hollywood and stuff like that. Like, there's like stories about like whoever like Shirley Temple and then like maybe Audrey Hepburn and stuff like that. They married like 50-year-old dudes and they're like 20 and stuff. I mean, they love the guys, but like the guys just like groom them. They're like, all right, I'm just gonna have like a 20-year-old wife. Like the only person
I'm
that did,
sure they do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson does it, and all of a sudden he's in trouble.
yeah, right. The only girl that did it in the opposite was like Anna Nicole Smith. Remember her?
Yeah.
She married that like billionaire guy or whatever.
Cher. Cher's been dating like young dudes.
Oh yeah.
There's also somebody else that's like very notable that like is notorious for dating like younger dudes.
Well, Janet Jackson did it with JT.
Okay. Yeah.
And he ripped her thing off. But that had to be like a co-op plan thing. Cameron Diaz did it with JT.
There you go. So it's just JT then. You got
Yeah,
a MILF thing kind of going on.
Yeah, he's got a MILF thing.
He's kind of like a
yeah.
he's kind of like a Zach Wilson of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah. Like talking about like MILFs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Harry Styles did too, right? Didn't he date
Olivia Wilde?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was old too.
Older. Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
well, yeah, they're all using all those Hollywood actresses are so are using like HGH or like whatever that shit is. So like they may be a certain age level, but biologically they're a lot like younger
Yeah, I mean, there's so many like Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Aniston, J Lo, and then I think one that's like kind of highly
Oh.
underrated is like Selma Hayek.
than they are. I think she's rated top.
Like
yeah.
she still looks amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
She was in the. Did you watch that Black Mirror?
yeah, yeah.
And you're like, dang, she still got it.
It's a weird show though.
That is a weird show. It makes you think. Like the show where like those dudes like were like video game characters and they like bang each other and shit like
Yeah.
that. I was like, oh my god.
But we were kind of just talking about that. We were like, that was like the fall of the Roman
Yeah, so the fall of the Roman Empire
Yeah.
is like when all the guys turn like feminine and then there's like acceptance for like all this like weird shit. And then the Roman Empire fell.
Empire.
It's like a common thing of empires falling and stuff like that. So people are saying that coordinated, this might be the falling of the American Empire. That's that Ray Dalio. It's coming. It's coming.
That being said, though, it's like you know how like gay people are super fashionable.
Yeah.
So can we just say that we're going out in style?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Can be. You're like, why is that country so in shape?
Yeah.
Once America gets in shape, that's it. That's when you know it's going downhill.
Have you seen the Shane Gillis joke about that?
No.
Where he's like talking about it. He's like, man, he's like, yeah. He's like, you make anything gay, and it's like it's way more intimidating. You know what I mean? Where it's like he's like Nazis, right? Imagine Nazis. Could they be any more fashionable? And he's like, imagine this. This is the best fucking joke, right? He goes in, he's like, imagine this, like Vikings. Vikings are coming. And all of a sudden you see a Viking ship, you know, and they're coming in, you're like, oh man, that sucks. Rape all of our women, steal all of our ladies. Oh man, it's gonna suck. And then all of a sudden they raise a flag and it's a pride flag. And you're just like, oh no.
Raping us.
Yeah. This is like, your turn, bitch.
It's like prison.
Yeah.
I mean, that's weird that the rules switch in like prison and shit like that. You're not gay if you just like rape a feminine guy because it's prison.
Maybe that's the transition. You know what I mean? You kind of start with something a little bit more feminine.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, I don't know. Chuck, stilts.
The slippery slope, you know what they say? They say, like,
Slippery slope, don't drop the soap.
you introduce someone to crime for the first time, they're like, no way. But if they're living a life of crime, then crime is no big deal.
Doesn't seem so bad anymore, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I guess, the same thing with penis. I don't know. I don't know what pushed me over the edge. Money. Lots of money.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So that being said, Christmas gifts or like buying for people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's like an art to like good gift giving. Here's my stance. I have a stance on this.
All
Right?
right, let's do it.
All right. So like if you don't just buy something to buy something, right? If you didn't look at that thing and say, ah, this reminds me of Musubi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if there was no intention behind it, you're kind of like just like, oh, I gotta get something for Musubi.
Yeah. Like I'll get him. Well, the go-to is I'll get him some liquor.
or like a gift card. Like you're not even trying. You're not even trying.
Yeah.
So like, what are some good principles you think to like a good gift?
Well, it has to be personable,
Right.
and it has to be like something that the person is like into. Or what I do is I try to like listen to or remember the conversations we have,
100%.
and then try to like base it off like conversations like that. You either know what the person's into, or if they mention it in like a conversation, or not even mentioning like the specific gift, but if they're like mentioning like a topic or something like that, that is more of like a personalized way. Like if someone was into like archery or something like that,
Sure.
you don't have to buy them a bow or something like that, but you could buy them like a cool like quiver, or like
Even a permit.
Yeah.
Got them like a permit for like a hunting thing, and then all of a sudden now they have to go and hunt.
yeah,
You know, like yeah, that's cool.
right,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. I would say like one of my big ones is it doesn't work for every gift, but I think old beats new. You know, so like
Yeah.
think about like a throwback jersey.
yeah,
You know, like the throwback's always cooler than like the new jersey, right?
Yeah.
And so like stuff like that where it's like it obviously has to be very personal, but like something where it's like, man, you've been a Niner fan forever,
yeah.
right? But it's like, okay, you probably already have a new jersey, but do you have this one?
Yeah, like a
Right?
specific or a
Yeah.
specific plaplayer, or
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah, specific player. Like the tiny details,
Mhm.
are
Details are everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Details are everything.
Details are everything. That's right.
Only
What's the worst gift you've ever
money when I didn't need it.
Huh.
I mean, money spends like anything, but
Yeah.
it's just like impersonal shit,
gotten? Yeah, I can see that.
Or like the worst, because I feel like if someone got me like a bad gift, unless I knew they weren't trying, like shit like that. Like there's like work gifts and stuff like that. Like for work, do you get like your coworkers like gifts or anything?
Well, we just kind of bake a bunch of cookies and just give those out, like little cookie bags.
Yeah.
That seems to work out pretty well.
No.
But there is like, I think for work, people, what I like to do is I find out one thing, like a Yeti cooler would be a really good example, or like a hydro flask.
Yeah.
You know, like Yeti cooler is like, you gotta have some money, but like hydro flask is like, you can get that for like 10 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now you can't do that because everybody has one,
Yeah.
right? So you gotta be ahead of the game on that one.
That was when I was teaching. One of my favorite gifts was one of the parents got me a Yeti cup
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, but now everybody has like 2 or 3 like Yeti cups or hydro flasks.
Right.
Or,
So
like,
now you're just
mini,
adding to it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck, where am I going to have the cupboard space for this?
Right. Yeah. Or like a sweater, you know, so you
Yeah.
can see a sweater and it's like, oh fuck, now I gotta wear this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But food is always like for coworkers, I agree. Like food is always like a good, like a treat, like a dessert or like a snack where they have like the Chex Mix and they like
Mhm.
fry it in butter and put a
Mhm.
little furikake on there and
Yep.
stuff like that. That's always like a good like coworker gift and stuff. But I just moved into a new job where I've only been there like a month. So I'm in the thing is, should I get all these coworkers people? Because I got a lot of coworkers now.
Right.
Or
Well,
do I pick and choose?
you know, there's like a very successful guy that I knew, and he owned like buildings,
Yeah.
and he would just every year just the same thing, and it was like bread.
Yeah.
It was like Molokai bread or something,
Yeah.
which is like weird, but when you're buying for that many people, it's like perfect. So he literally just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's getting bread, or like there's people like I used to bartend, right, and like there's people that were like they would come in every day, and sometimes it would spend 200, sometimes it would spend 10, but the tip was always 20.
Yeah.
Legit.
No, I agree with that to a certain extent, but this is my dilemma. I now have like 100 and something coworkers, and I've only met like maybe a third of them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I think I'm just going to be not too grinchy, but a little grinchy, and then make stuff, and then like maybe give it to like my top 10 coworkers that I've interacted with.
Yeah, I think a good fallback though, like in that scenario, would be like pens. Like, what's your favorite pen?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you have like a specific pen that you like, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, everybody's getting this pen, and then you know, like that's one thing where you're like, you're not gonna, you know, nobody's gonna fault you on getting a pen,
Yeah.
and then they'll probably use it and they're like, this is actually a really nice pen. You know? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I like a good pen.
I like a good pen too. Like a smooth writing pen.
Yeah.
That you don't have to like scribble on the paper and shit like that.
Exactly.
You definitely know when you're like writing. It just like feels smoother when that ink goes on that paper. It's
Yeah.
like super smooth.
You're about to get some real shit right here, man. You're not playing tic tac toe with that pen, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to write with some purpose.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I think like a weird gift for me was always like if your auntie and uncle, you know, like when you're a kid and they would get you like underwear. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know?
I used
Or
to-
socks, you know?
Yeah.
But like underwear is a weird one because you're like, how often do you think I'm shitting my pants? Like I'm 10.
Right?
It's only happened twice this year.
I used to have to, when I was a kid, yeah. Because we'd go to Christmas with like my family or whatever like that.
Yep.
And then the aunts and uncles would get gifts for the kids and shit like that. And then when my aunts and uncles would give me like clothes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I got in trouble because I just had like this pissed off look on my face. So my mom would be like, all right, you got to like pretend that you like clothes. Because when I was a kid, I'd be like, clothes. I'd be like, ugh. Give me a fucking Nerf gun or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
man, I ain't trying to wear clothes. I'm a kid. I don't care if I wear the same shit every single day. And then my mom's like, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But like that being said, like now kind of coming from the other side, you know what I mean? Like we're kind of
Yeah.
we're looking on the other side now.
Yeah. It's like
I'm not
these
even
kids
going out of my way to fucking like I'm not going to Toys R Us to get you a Nerf gun, bro. Like I
Yeah.
happen to be at Long's. Guess what? This is what you're getting. You're getting some cash. Because I don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the things I do know, I don't like.
Well, now we have the luxury of Amazon.
Oh, yeah, but you got to be ahead of the game on Amazon,
Yeah.
right? Like the shipping. Yeah.
And especially around during the holidays, they get like fucking backed up and shit.
Yeah.
There's been multiple times when I ordered Christmas gifts for my girlfriend, and I'm like, oh, you're going to be getting them on the 27th because
100%. I ordered you something. I promise.
I was like, I ordered it like 2 weeks ago, but it's going to be a couple days later.
Yeah.
So then I got to get her. So me and Miss Musubi are doing a thing where we're not getting gifts each other this year. We're just doing stocking
That's
stuffers.
bullshit, man. There still has to be a little gift.
No, stocking stuffers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're doing stocking stuffers.
Right.
Because before we got each other, like last year, she got me the AirPod, whatever, the AirPod Pro stuff. And I got her a Cricut ironing thing and like a pad
Mhm.
and like that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And I was like, all right, these are cool. But we each told each other what we were going to get each other. Or pretty much, we only had like one item on our list. So we pretty much knew what we were going to get. I was like, why don't we just like buy what we want ourselves? And then like, either buy a trip together or let's just do stocking stuffers and not fucking worry about it, and then buy what we want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have like a general rule where by the time November, basically Thanksgiving, by the time Thanksgiving starts, I don't buy anything else. So I'm not allowed to buy anything else for myself.
Okay.
Right? Because now it's like, okay, now you're kind of like,
Opened up.
yeah, opened up. You're leaving that window open, and then it's like you're switching it from yourself to like other people,
Yeah.
right? So you're like, okay, I got to start buying stuff for like other people and stuff like that. That's just kind of like a general rule that I follow sometimes. Sometimes, but that being said, right? Art of a good gift. Just be thoughtful.
Just be thoughtful.
Just
The
be
details
thoughtful.
matter. The
Details matter.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, if it's like a custom jersey, it's got to be like a player that somebody likes.
Or like a cool color. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
oh man, like I don't know, something along those lines. But just don't be the person who's like, just don't buy stuff to buy stuff, man. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's a bottle of tequila.
Yeah. Yes, I'll invite you guys over and make some shitty margaritas. Let's
Right.
do it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a gift, though, you're going to use.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Liquor's not gonna miss.
I can't tell you how many gifts I didn't use. Is your the family or the place that you go to? Do they have like a secret Santa or a white elephant?
Man, I'm glad you brought this up because I was just thinking about this. I was like, can we stop making it like that's a big thing? Like everybody, you go to like a different family and they're like, we play white elephant. Like everybody plays white elephant.
Yeah,
Stop it. That's not original.
yeah.
They're like, but the way we do it is no, same fucking rules, dude. It's the same rules everywhere.
When people are particular about rules, that's bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like,
If there's a big group of people or something like that, I approve white elephant way more than like secret Santa or some shit. Because it's like you don't want to buy everybody a gift, and you don't want to if you have like a specific person like you really don't know them that well, then you're just like, fuck, man, why do I gotta buy for like this person that I've never met in my life?
it's hard. It's hard. But we actually, one of our friends had a really good idea about this where it's like you do a secret Santa pot. So like everybody throws in X amount of money. Let's say it's $50,
Yeah,
right? But then you're going to be in charge of buying for me, and I'm going to be in charge of buying for Slurpee. And Slurpee's going to be in charge of buying for Minabird. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like whatever. And it's like, but then you have this like, $200-300 gift versus like a $50.
no, that's a good idea. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, as long as you're not like buying for like random people are not buying for random people.
Right.
That's what I like about the white elephant is you kind of just got to buy like a generic gift that you think like everybody likes and
Do you know the secret to White Elephant?
Nerf guns.
No. You buy something for yourself. That way, at the end of the day,
can always take it.
you know there's something in there that you want.
That's what he did. Me and my lady, we got 2 Musubi towels, and then she got one, and then I picked the gift that I already knew because I was like, oh, let's have some matching towels. The only gift better than that, actually, at the time was there was like a Vortex fan. I was like, oh, I should have gambled on that one box.
Oh man, those things are so loud though. Vortex fan?
But it's a small one.
It doesn't matter. It's still loud.
It's like a desk.
Like it
It's
works
a
really,
desk.
really well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like them. Don't get me wrong. It's just they're loud. You
They're
turn that
pretty
on, it's
loud.
like you're turning up the volume at least 10.
It's not as loud as a steel fans, but yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, since we're here and we're talking about the holidays, hot take from a hot dog, right?
Hot take from a hot dog.
How long is too long for the holidays? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like literally like they start bringing out Christmas stuff like before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving is ludicrous. Before Halloween is you a serial killer.
Right.
Like I feel like, I mean, I got to compromise. The day after Thanksgiving, I guess now is okay for like Christmas.
I think even leading up to it, like if you're hosting Thanksgiving, I'm okay with you putting up Christmas stuff. Because it's kind of like, all right, we're doing the Thanksgiving and then we're transitioning into Christmas. Okay. right?
You might get a pass on that.
Or like
yeah.
maybe like Hanukkah. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Hanukkah next week.
Right, exactly. So it's like you got to be ahead of the game on Hanukkah.
First day of Hanukkah is Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
huh.
I just recently, for some reason, it was on the calendar. There's like a calendar that has like the holidays, and it said first day of Hanukkah, and then right after it, same day, Pearl Harbor. But no, anyway, so that's just a little fun fact.
So they were in on it the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Japanese created the Jews.
Yeah. The other thing too with that is like what comes with it is like people switch their greetings to like happy holidays,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, and I think there's like not everybody has to say like, hey, happy holidays. Like I don't need to hear that from every single person.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there's a specific person, like, yeah, you gotta say it. But like if you're a stranger, you're not gonna be like, oh hey, happy holidays.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, how are the holidays? You're like, yeah, it was fucking, the same. It was like my uncle tried to touch my girlfriend and we ate turkey.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Right. All the old men had a little too much to drink or were a little creepy.
Mhm.
Like if you saw like somebody you knew and you haven't seen him in a long time, and you saw him around in December, you'd be like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Happy holidays and shit.
Yeah, sure. But it also like lasts only so long. Like after Christmas, like you can't. My big one is New Year's.
Yeah.
Where people like after New Year's, like when do you cut it off? Where they keep saying they're like Happy New Year's, like
December 1st, man.
yeah. I mean, I think you got a little leeway, like 2 or 3 days. But when it's like a week or 2 weeks after, stop.
Yeah.
Stop
right.
saying it. We're
Right.
in it. We're in it already.
Yeah.
I already went back to work.
Like just say hello.
Yeah,
like fucking,
yeah. How's your day?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like if you're saying Happy New Year's, like weeks and weeks after, like you either you either got the downs or
Yeah.
like you just have nothing to talk about in your life that like you're just like, oh man, I'm just reliving in the past. Like happy holidays.
You're right. It's also funny too that we have to say Happy Holidays now because we're like, I don't know. Are they
what holiday
Jewish?
are you
Yeah,
talking about?
like
What
yeah.
holiday?
It's like we can't say Merry Christmas anymore,
No.
right? Because now you're like, I don't know, I might offend somebody.
It's not even Christmas break or
People are so offended.
it's winter break.
Yeah.
Like, but there's also Hanukkah and
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa and something else.
I'm atheist. Like, all right, Greg,
Yeah,
shut the fuck
right?
up. Nobody cares.
And there's Festivus.
Yeah.
Right?
Festivus. What's that?
Festivus for the rest of us.
No, that's where I stuff your mom instead of the turkey.
I saw it on Seinfeld. So.
Mm. But that's a hot take, man. I think stop. Like, I don't want to see Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving,
Before
and
Thanksgiving,
then
no.
you got to take them down a week after. A week after New Year's.
That there should be a rule. If you don't take them up like down a week after, you got to leave them up all year.
Yeah,
All year, you're committed.
yeah.
Yeah, and that fucking reindeer in your lawn too. That one's gotta stay.
They must have already made that rule for the Mexicans. 'Cause it's Christmas 365 days a year.
You do roll into a Mexican restaurant though, and there is always like lights up on like
Yeah.
You're like, You're like, yeah, I will have a margarita. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pedro.
Even like houses and stuff like that. I mean, there's not too many Mexican families living here, but I remember living in the good old Central Valley of California, and not only did they have like the lights up, and they'd like have them up till like they literally like take their lights down in like August and then put them up in September.
Mm.
They'd be like rocking the lights on, like they'd have the lights on like at night and stuff like that.
You know, you say
It's
there's
kind of cool.
you say there's not a lot of Mexicans down here, like in Hawaii, but Filipinos, same vibe. Colorful houses,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
yeah.
like big families.
No, it
Yeah.
is. It is very. It's very similar.
Yeah,
Some would say that they're the Mexicans of the Asian culture.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, but they're part Spanish too.
Yeah.
Well, Spanish conquered. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
That's a
Wait,
whole-
why are they part Spanish?
Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. But all of a sudden now you see a Filipino dude and his last name's De La Cruz. You're like, say what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. My girlfriend has a last name that could be either Spanish or Italian, and she's Filipino.
Huh.
So
There you have it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But definitely a similar vibe. Like, I think Joe Coy said this too. Both like to party,
Yep.
both hard workers.
Yep. I was just thinking this. I was like, if you guys are looking for a good time, good Christmas party, look for the colorful houses.
Yeah.
Colorful house in the neighborhood is where it's at.
The best thing about dating a Filipino chick is everything I wear matches. like I have a green shirt on and freaking like tie-dye shorts. She's like, you match, let's go. We're ready to go. It doesn't matter what colors I'm wearing. I'm matching all the time.
Damn. I will say, like, I think one of the better things about the holiday season, I love the bowl games. So there's like a stretch of like college bowl games that always come up, and it's literally like right after Christmas, right before whatever, and it's like literally like bowl game, bowl game, bowl game, bowl game, bowl game, bowl game, right? And we actually just watched the end of the Alabama Georgia game.
Yeah.
Right? Which is good game. Hats off to Alabama.
They took it down.
They took it down. But like the weird thing now is like the playoffs and like positioning teams, right?
That's hard because why is Alabama ranked so low?
They only lost to Texas.
They only lost to Texas. Right. So it seems like more of an upset when they beat Georgia, but it's really not that because they're a better team than their ranking like shown because they lost to another good team, Texas.
Right. And they put so much weight on like the whole like the pack is like they get no love. Right? It's literally like, oh, you beat Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay. You beat Alabama, they're like, number one.
Right?
Right? Like it's
so much more weighted over there. Like,
it is.
Like I wonder what the politics that like going into that. Like who is making these ranking weight suggestions and
I think it's Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Skippy.
Dr. Skippy. Yeah, but like it's a really good scenario. So like let's think about that, right? So number 8, Alabama, just took out number 1, Georgia.
Yeah.
Right? Today. But then you have Washington, who hasn't lost, right? And they're number 3. They just beat Oregon, who's 5.
So
right?
who would be the number 1?
And Texas just won as well. They're 7. So like, is Texas going to jump in there? Like, what's happening here? Like, it's just really like I think this is why they should have just like pushed the playoff thing.
They should have done the playoff thing, and they should like. I mean, the rankings are fun, but they need to get rid of like the certain like weighting of the rankings to like a certain extent because if you beat the number 1 team, you should be number 1, right? Like in fighting or like anything like that. If you knock out the champion,
You're the champ.
you're the champ.
You're the champ.
Right?
Yeah.
So why are they having these regular season rankings when like you knock out the number 1 and you're not number 1?
So that being said, Alabama would now be number 1 in your mind? Because Georgia hasn't lost. They beat everybody.
Yeah.
And Alabama just beat.
Yeah.
Right?
They should be. Yeah, they should be.
It's just weird to me.
But then it's like they lost to Texas. But who did Texas lose to?
Oklahoma.
What rank is Oklahoma?
I think they just had a bad game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's it, like, and that's also like a rivalry game. Like they're like their intentions are.
Yeah, they shouldn't put the rankings anything into like the playoffs.
It's weird. It's hard. It's really hard. Like let's just take all the undefeated teams, put them in a playoff bracket, and see what happens.
Yep.
Make it simple. Moving on to the NFL. What the fuck are you guys doing? Why would you put a bye week in week 13? I'm not upset about it at all. If you can't fucking tell.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Like people got fucking fantasy fucking playoffs to like fucking a 10-4 and shit like that. That's like way too late.
Yeah. Over here looking for a quarterback. I can't trade. This is terrible. It's terrible. You guys need to stop. You need to stop it.
And it seems like the more like sissy rules they put on, like the more players are getting hurt. So it's like they got more bye weeks, more players are getting hurt. There's more protocols and stuff like that. It's like nobody's playing anymore.
Did you see what Tom Brady said? Where he basically said that along those lines, where he was like, they're making all these rules to protect the players. The players need to learn how to protect themselves.
Oh yes, I think I
which is like creating bad football players. But I just thought it was funny coming from like the most protected quarterback in the fucking league.
Yeah. Right. You had the best O line for like fucking years.
And literally, if you hit Tom Brady, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Giselle, I don't know how she's still around. You know, she probably hit him a couple of times. Right?
She probably hit him a lot of times. The only person that hit her was Antonio Brown.
That guy, like, literally, like, there's a video that went viral with, like, his kid, and he's like, all right, we're going to jump off the waterfall, and she didn't want to jump, and he jumped, and he fucking pulled her with him.
Oh, Giselle?
No, the daughter. His
Oh,
daughter.
shit.
Yeah, she just eats shit.
Dude, he went crazy for a little while. Like, remember when he got traded to the Raiders, and he's like, I don't know if that was, like, a ploy from his team or something like that, but he's like, hey, my helmet doesn't work or something like that.
Wait, who?
Antonio Brown.
Oh,
AB.
Antonio. Yeah. No, he's still crazy. We talk about for a little bit. I just saw that motherfucker on a golf course wearing like fucking Gucci and swinging with one hand.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that goes to show, like, if you can catch football better than pretty much anybody else, you don't got to really focus on any other things.
yeah.
Like, they should have more. I guess they have like PR stuff. They should have more like education.
Hmm.
I feel like, you know what I mean? Maybe they do have it, and I'm ignorant to it. But there should be like classes to like teach like the NFL players how to be like decent contributions to like society. And I'm not saying there's a lot of them that are, but there's a lot. Like, have you seen that 30 for 30, like the go for broke or whatever like that?
No.
Where it talks about like there's a high percentage, any percentage I would say is a lie, but I want to say like 60 to 70% of the NFL players that after they're done, they lose all their money. And we're talking like millions of dollars just because they don't know what to do with it.
You know the funniest one was Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, he didn't spend any of his money. He saved it all.
Yeah. He lived off of endorsements his entire career. And so, but the funniest part was like, I remember Tyler Lockett went to the Seahawks. He's like, everybody's been so nice to me. Marshawn Lynch is helping me with their finances. Yeah. And everybody laughed. They're like, Marshawn Lynch is helping you with your finances?
Like he doesn't. He did that thing where he didn't say anything to the media.
Nope.
He was so cool. Like
he's a fucking legend.
Yeah, he is a legend.
You want to talk about like a guy that you're just like in your top 5? Marshawn Lynch should be there.
Yeah,
like,
no, he's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah, like Richard Sherman. Like there's like the whole thing where he's like, "Hey man, what are you doing for Christmas?" And like Marshawn Lynch was like, "I'm gonna go hand out turkeys in the hood," and he was serious.
Yeah,
he did that shit in fucking Waipahu here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just on the side of the road, handing out turkeys. Boy is fucking something else.
He's on another level. I had friends that played with him in Cal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he had that's when he wrote the 619 on his cheeks or whatever, because I think he's from like San Diego or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And they're just like, yeah, he's a crazy guy, but he's smart as fuck. Like, and he was smart enough to make himself a legend. Didn't talk to the media. He did do that press conference when he's like, I'm only doing this press conference because they said I had to do a press conference or whatever.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's been in a couple shows and stuff like now. Like he's like kind of been like branching out.
Yeah, but like you want to talk about somebody who's like just true to themselves and doesn't change.
Yeah, just a decent person.
Like
a good
Marshawn
person.
is like that guy.
Yeah.
Like he's literally just like they're like you're gonna be an announcer. And he's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna change me. They're like
Yeah.
they put him in a suit. It's like don't get it twisted, y'all. They put him in a suit, but that boy's still
Yeah.
that boy's still Marshawn.
He's like
He definitely had a Hennessy shot before that interview.
he's like that one guy from Ted Lasso that became a pundit, Roy or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy that the English and American English and English are so like they have their little different nuances and stuff like that. You're like, oh, what's a pundit? Or
Yeah.
ever since I watched Ted Lasso, I've definitely used the word like bruv more, and I definitely use the word cunt more.
Oh, dude, such a good word.
Yeah,
The way that like it just rolls off there. Oh, what a fucking cunt.
you cunt,
Yeah, sounds so cool. You can't say it here, man. People are like, that's a c word. Don't say that.
right? Why is that so offensive here?
Motherfucker is way worse,
Right?
right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, but
And at least in like Southern California, like puto de madre or puto tu madre, it's like fuck your mother is like one of the most offensive things that like you could say and shit like
I
that.
think like same thing in like Italian, right?
Yeah.
They're like very big.
Yeah, don't talk about my mom.
Yeah, exactly. Like all up in arms, which is always funny to me because like people say shit about like my mom. Yeah, your mom. Yeah, you're like, hi.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna blow a fuse off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ultimate like thing was always like that kid that was like, my mom died. You're like, oh shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's like half the time it was like this kid named Kyle and his mom was like a really nice lady, give you hot pockets and shit. She's very alive and thriving.
Yeah.
You know, but he just fucking pulled that card.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's dead.
Yeah.
No, she's not. She's a nice lady. Bang.
She had a nice cut.
All right, man. You want to wrap this thing up? Let's hit us with some memes, man. What's the memeing of this?
Yeah, what is the meaning of this? Ooh, I should have set this up a little bit earlier, but it's only gonna take like a couple seconds. More than a couple of seconds. Maybe like 2 minutes.
Banter.
Yep.
We have that banter, right? Cockney is like the English language that's like, or maybe it's Irish. Is it English or Irish?
Cocking?
Cockney.
Oh,
It's like
cockney.
it's like a type of like so yeah, that's like the type of like slang that they kind of use. It's like rough fam, they're
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cockney. Yeah, Cockney stuff.
Mhm.
Like what's that? Top Boy.
Top Boy's good. That's a good show.
I haven't seen it.
Do yourself a favor and watch Top Boy. Really, really good show. I had a friend who actually told me that I didn't need to watch Summer House before. That was a lie. You do need to watch Summer House before. Just so you know the characters. Right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that being said, like what's your favorite show right now?
Well, Invincible. Have you ever watched Invincible?
I have watched it.
So
I haven't seen the new season.
The new season is good, and they just had a new episode that was like a fucking cliffhanger.
Hmm.
So the new season does not disappoint. The only thing is they're doing it week by week,
Hmm.
and the only thing is they're doing it week by week. And before you could just like binge watch it.
Yeah. I think my thing is like I always have to have a show that's like a fallback show. Where
Yeah.
it's like when I'm waiting for those other shows to pop out, I have to have one that I can almost like The Office, where you can kind of just go in, you watch The Office, you don't have to really like be following it that much. You
So
just kinda, like-
my fallback show is. For some reason, I'm not able to log into my Instagram. My fallback show though has been on Naruto. Have you ever watched Naruto? You ever watch any anime?
No, man, I want to get into anime, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like I'll try, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, like
First, you gotta watch Samurai Champloo,
okay,
and then Naruto is a classic one. So the beginning one, we watched Naruto, and it was just like fucking. Yeah, like the first few seasons are great, but then there's so many like filler episodes that you're just like, I don't care about these guys like going to eat like fucking ramen this whole episode and like shit like that.
you remember Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
and like how that was always kind of like one of those things where it's like, boy would like literally be like going Super Saiyan for fucking like ever. Like it was like 10
Yeah.
episodes of him going Super Saiyan.
That's the same thing of Naruto. So the good thing about that is to have it on in the background.
Mm.
So like I'm doing work and stuff like that, or I'll go take a shower. They literally only done one next move on the next fight.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, I didn't miss anything. And it's been like 4 episodes later.
Yeah.
There's only a little bit of story arc like that happens on within like the hours and shit like that.
Mm.
So now we're going to see if I can just
What is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of this? Actually, it'd probably just be easier if I go like this, and then oh, that's Chrome. That's why. With this one, it is this one.
And he's
Like-
like he's that's allowed here in the UFC.
Yeah. Have you seen those old? You could tell by like that guy just wearing a cutoff shirt. Like
Yeah.
fucking. You know what? My strategy is I'm gonna join the UFC. I'm just gonna fucking do a bunch of push-ups, wear a cutoff shirt, and punch this guy in the nuts.
Right? But this is like the ultimate like 5th grade like, you know, weird kid that like fucking you're like, I don't know, man, he's tough. Lives in a trailer park, we think.
Yeah, right. He's like that guy from Boy Meets World, Sean.
yeah, yeah. Look, he's just pushing his face. And so this is the best part though, right? It's like he's over here, right? He's boom, right, yeah, boom, that's allowed. You can do it, whatever. And then he goes and he starts like pulling on the guy's like fucking pants. Watch. Here, when he's doing the phase crank, he's pushing. And then right here, look, oh, see, it keeps restarting.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so basically what happens is like he goes and he just starts like pulling the guy's like pants down.
But yeah, what happens?
So he's like pulling the guy's like pants down and the guy ends up tapping out.
Oh shit! He's like, I don't want anyone to see my dick.
Well, so like
I'd rather get knocked out than
my
everyone see
theory
my
is
dick.
like this is like when UFC first started and they had a bunch of like guys that were like straight from Japan, like didn't speak any English, whatever. You know what I mean? And so like this guy's getting hit in the dick and he's like, this is part of the rules? What the fuck? And then all of a sudden the guy like starts pulling his pants down. He's like, am I gonna get fucked? Is this,
Yeah, right.
is this
What
fucking
kind-
fuck, I'm gonna tap.
Hey,
I'm gonna tap right now. Fuck this.
touche. They're probably not paying him enough money to get fucked.
All right, so this next one is go ahead, pop that one up. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my
Yeah.
dog watched me lick a girl's booty hole, and after I yelled at him to stop doing that to other dogs, fucking Zuck right here.
Yeah. He's like, bro, you just told me you're not allowed to do that. This is for all you guys out here. You're like, I'm gonna eat your ass. Your dog's watching,
Yeah.
right? And he's very upset. Doesn't understand.
Not a salad tosser.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you tell me to stop all the time, and all of a sudden you do it. You get to be on the couch and I don't. What the fuck is this?
And that's great because Mark Zuckerberg is just such a creepy guy.
He is.
He is a creepy guy.
He is.
Like the coolest thing I saw him on, he was on Lex Friedman's podcast
Mhm.
when they have like the virtual avatars now for the new quests that are coming out. Where,
Yeah.
Like, say like you and I were like sitting across the world or whatever like that. We can put on these 3D things and it looks like there's 3D renderings of us that looks like we're sitting there, but you got to be a creepy guy to like. Be Mark Zuckerberg. Oh my god! Where did you learn to do what? That's a wishbone. Oh no, that's a turkey. The turkey leg.
That's a flat. That's a flat. Yeah, it's a buffalo wing. So you have flats, and so here's my thing with this one. Like I saw this.
It's a wing though, yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm waiting for like the other one to come out where it's like a drumstick and it's like a guy. You're like, where did you learn it? I don't know why. Like I went straight to gay, but like I did.
Hey, drumsticks are. I'm a drumstick fan too. More than wings. Like fucking, give me a drumstick all day.
I used to be, but now I'm a fan of the flats. I'm a fan of the wing flats here.
Yeah.
You
like the tongue to insides. Well, you got to get all.
It's better than the other, man.
You
got to fucking jam a bone down your throat.
Yeah, but it's a small bone. Yeah, it's a small bone.
Child penis, so to speak.
Yeah, and there's usually more meat on that. Can't make this up. Oh shit! Well, the audience can hear it.
You don't really need volume for this one either, though. Oh, you know what it is? It's right there.
Oh yeah, okay.
And this morning has followed every step of her controversial.
In Germany, light-skinned blonde girl making headlines around the world when she had injected the color of her skin.
Over the past 2 years, Martina Big has radically altered her appearance in order to become a black woman. And this morning has followed every step of her controversial.
In Germany,
so I'm going to show it.
Girl making headlines
I don't know why it
around
keeps
the world
restarting
when she
like
had
that.
injections to change the color of her skin.
Anyway, guys, check out the page. Ho memes are.
Yeah, check out the
Martina
page.
Big
Why?
has radically altered her appearance in order to become a black woman. And this morning has followed.
That's
every
weird. That's
step of her
restarting.
controversial.
In Germany, as a light-skinned blonde girl.
Well, sorry, guys. Moving on.
In Germany, as
Just so
a
you know.
light-skinned blonde girl making headlines
Technical
around the world
difficulties
when
right
she had
here.
injections to change the color of her skin.
Over the past 2 years, Martina Big has radically altered her appearance in order to become a black woman. And this morning has followed every step of her controversial.
In Germany, as
yeah,
a light-skinned
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, technical difficulties.
Last one right here.
Handcuffing deaf people takes away their freedom of speech. That is true.
Yeah, right?
I heard a joke. How do you stop two deaf people from fighting?
How?
Turn off the lights. Right. Well,
It's been fun. It's been real.
yeah, we'll take this off, and we'll see you guys